Okay, take it away, gentlemen.
Alright, this is Kill 2. I'm here with Angel Hun. We have Huzzah Federation versus the Ronin. Two awesome setups. Huzzah on the left have brought 3 Macarials, a Scimitar, Saber, 3 Dramiels, a Sentinel, and a Kitsune. I got some rage mail about saying Kitsune yesterday, so sorry about that.
And on the Huzzah Federation side, we are seeing... And on the Ronin side, we're seeing 3 Proteus, a Guardian, Brutix, a Myrmidon, a Daredevil, and 3 Ishkurs. I know that Soundwave is going to be very excited about this one.
Yeah, I'm excited about it too. I think this is a real cool iteration of a drone setup. We'll have to see how it does, though. Obviously, the Macarials perform pretty well. We saw them do amazing stuff yesterday. We'll see how Huzzah can do with them.
This is going to go down to solid target calling. That pretty sure that Guardian needs to go down as soon as possible. This is a predominantly Galente setup against a predominantly Angel Cartel setup, so this is pretty interesting. We're seeing a lot of drones come out from Huzzah Federation. The majority are light shield bots. Seeing a lot of armor bots from the Ronin.
Yeah, and already this is a much different use of the Macarials than we saw yesterday, I think. These Macarials, as soon as the match started, all took off in opposite directions, all going 1,500 meters a second, and all of them headed away from the other team. So setups based on range, kind of more of a nano Macarial, which is something that's always been popular on TQ. So see how that goes.
And they're still definitely fitting ACs just by judging by rate of fire here. I'm zoomed in on Sashenka jetting away quite fast from the Huzzah Federation, from the Ronin team. And we have one of the ships already down for Huzzah Federation. A lot of damage being spread throughout the Ronin team, but they seem to be able to compensate for it. Macarials just don't seem to be making that much of a difference at the moment.
I think this huge drone-based logistics setup is going to be real hard to break. The Macarials do a lot of damage, but we'll have to see if they do enough. They're going to have to find something weak enough where they can start to kind of break through this logistics setup, which will wear down fast if they can get any of the ships down. Even ships like the Ishkurs, if they're bringing repair bots, getting them down will be a really big deal. But so far that's not happening, and really not much damage on the other side either.
It looks like it's a completely armor-based setup for the Ronin and a shield-based setup for the Huzzah Federation, mostly supported or augmented at least by the drones that they have chosen to bring, and obviously linchpin being their respective logistics ships. Not much damage really coming out of the Huzzah Federation. I'm seeing a lot of dampening. Not sure if that Kitsune is doing a whole lot, but I would imagine it's being quite effective at the moment, as I'm not seeing much damage incoming to Huzzah Federation. It looks like a bit of a stalemate at the moment.
Yeah, this is kind of surprising. It's hard to find setups. It's rare in this tournament format with only one logistics ship allowed to find setups that really can tank the duration of a fight. Usually even tanky setups tend to wear down. You can't make them work for the whole thing. And in this case, it looks like that might not be the way it works. We might see 2 setups that really can sustain a tank for the course of the fight. And since they're both built as a little more on the tank side, it might be difficult for them to get through one or the other.
It seems like almost all of the Ronin team are shooting at drones, which seems to be an interesting decision. I guess it might be one of the better options at this point to try and break this logistics chain, but I can't really see much damage going to that. A lot of drones do seem to be clearing the field, but these battleships, especially from Huzzah Federation, should be able to field at least another cycle of them. So I'm not sure really if that's going to benefit the Ronin in the long run.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that is a really viable way to deal with any drone-based setup, obviously, is attack the drones. Looks like another Dramiel going to go down on the Huzzah side, so if nothing does change, Ronin getting more points out of this and getting the win because of it, but really points are what you need, which is another reason we don't see this happen a lot. In this tournament, in case anyone hasn't read the rules, the way it works is you get points in each round based on the number of ships you kill, and you get that total amount increased by 25% if you win the match, but obviously 25% increase to only killing 2 or 3 ships is not a big deal, so you really want to kill stuff, and that really kind of discourages really heavy damage absorbing tanky kind of stuff. But that other Dramiel does go down, so a lot more happening on the Ronin side, I guess, for now.
It looks like the combination of the Sentinel's tracking disruption ability against a predominantly turret-based Proteus, at least the Proteus seems to have 5 or 6 guns fitted. I'm counting 6 guns fitted. Those Sentinels really could cause a huge amount of disruption to those Proteuses. They seem to be the heavy damage base on this team. One of the Macarials is now scrammed, so we should see it slowing down quite a bit. Let's see if it starts to take some more damage. Still not seeing much damage incoming to the Ronin team. The Brutix is slowly being repped back up. The Sentinel has just been annihilated for the Huzzah Federation. Let's see if we start to get a lot more damage coming out of them. Start to see how much more effective they become. The Proteuses seem to be operating on a lone wolf type basis, going after the frigates respectively.
Hey, that was really weird. Obviously Ronin getting more and more frigs down, getting that Sentinel down now, starting to work on the Saber, but a minute ago there, and still actually this Brutix really at very low HP. I mean, 20% armor, so not really where you want to be. And what was strange to me is it took forever for that huge logistics drone swarm to make their way over to the Brutix. He was down to 10-20% armor before he had any logistics support at all, so I don't know why it was so slow moving over to him. It's all been on the Guardian for most of the fight, so I don't know if the pilots just aren't paying attention, or maybe the Proteuses are out of range of their drones, and so it was hard for them to get him to switch. I'm not sure, but they're switched now, even though the Brutix is still taking enough damage to overcome that repair drone help, so he's really getting down to where he's actually taking a little structure damage, so that could be important if this Brutix goes down.
Well, at this point, it would appear that the bulk of the tacklers or the maneuvering ships for Huzzah Federation, the Dramiels, are off the field. They've been exploded. It looks like we're getting a lot more maneuverability out of those Proteuses. The Brutix, I expect, should go down relatively soon. One of the Macarials is at least in range, but I'm not expecting the Guardian to be able to keep up with it. Maybe it'll surprise me.
Another thing I want to mention, because it comes up every year, there's a lot of people confused by it, that I don't know if you guys have noticed, right there it is again, the warp scramble going on in the tournament matches, which is a little weird because obviously everyone's pinned in here. There's a big claw devastation bubble that keeps everybody from warping out, but still warp scramblers are used because they're good for tackling. They shut off the micro warp drives, which slows things down. So in case anyone wasn't sure why those are there, that's the reason. They're just like a web, and in some cases better than a web if the target has a micro warp on.
At this point, with the majority of the repping drones on the Brutix, and the Brutix starting to claw back some armor hit points now up to 60%, it would probably be time for those turret ships to start switching targets to the Guardian, while it takes some time for those drones to travel in. And I'm seeing a Proteus now tackling one of the Scimitars, and the Scimitar for Huzzah Federation is going down very, very quickly, and the Scimitar is down. We have 3 Macarials left and a Kitsune for Huzzah Federation, with 3 Proteus, a Guardian, Brutix, Myrmidon, Daredevil, and 3 Ishkurs remaining for the Ronin.
And I think that's going to about seal it. I mean, without any logistics help and without anything else really going for them, these Macarials are just going to go down one by one. The first one going down fast right now. Tackled, obviously, no shortage of tackle whatsoever for this Ronin team, having the Daredevil, all those Ishkurs, and even the Proteus, which have been running around helping out on that tackle front all match as well. So first Macarial going down right now, 2 to go, and this hurts. You know, we saw the first flagship go down in the last match. This match is going to be at least as expensive as that flagship was for Huzzah Federation.
Absolutely, if not more. Each Macarial hull, even boosted by this tournament influence market, we're going to see each one of these ships upwards of 800, 900 million. So you're looking at almost the value of the Pellegrino's boat from the last round. The first Macarial is down, and damage incoming to the Ronin team seems to have all but ceased. The repair bots are more than able to compensate for the damage, for the honestly lackluster damage of these Macarials.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say how much damage they're doing. It looks lackluster, absolutely, but there's a lot of repair bots on the field. There's a Guardian on the field, and a lot of the ships that are here can field pretty substantial armor tanks on their own. So it's amazing what a really tanked setup can make a DPS setup look like. And really, Huzzah's setup was kind of a DPS setup. It didn't have a lot of E-War on it. It didn't have a huge amount of logistics, not as much logistics as the Ronin setup does. So, I mean, I don't know if this is a testament to the weakness of the Huzzah setup in its execution, or if it's more a testament to the incredible tank that Ronin was able to get out of all these drones.
I mean, it was a really impressive tank. They used their points to the best of their ability, getting as many drones out of those frigates as they possibly could, and the Ishkur able to field 5 full small armor repair drones, and really able to compensate for their for the relatively little value point value left over from taking those Proteus and those 3 Proteus and the logistics ship. Proteuses did seem to sort of be doing their own thing for a while, taking out the enemy frigates, which were really the pinnacle of their team. That Sentinel really disabling the majority of the damage coming from those turret-based Proteuses. And
my Elite Club Bear channel backup have brought up a good point too. When you have all these Ishkurs and small ships running around, another option that can shut down a team like a Macarial team is E-War on the small ships. You could have had tracking disruptors there. I didn't see any tracking disruptor graphics, but that doesn't mean they weren't there. So that's another total possibility that could have shut the damage down for these Macarials. As we see the last Macarial, number 3, going down for Huzzah Federation, this is going to be one of the few flawless victories we've seen so far in Alliance Tournament 8 in favor of the Ronin, and I'll send it back to you one more time, Angel, before this Macarial goes down. Angel.
To me, they're holding fire on that Macarial. No damage is coming into it. The Proteuses have stopped firing. The Macarial seems to still be firing. It's more than likely those Ishkars actually are using damps. To me, all the Proteuses are right on top of it. Almost the entire team is on top of it. It looks like maybe we'll have a ransom in private. The Macarial is not moving at all.
That could be. I think maybe what we're seeing is just the, I think, was it Dystopia? No, they weren't around yesterday. We saw one team yesterday looting during the remaining time in the match, which I think is a beautiful testament to the ruthlessness of Eve. You can hold people there, let their Macarial sit on the field while they run around and grab loot from the others before the match ends. So I do see Ishkur sitting next to Rex, so they may just hold him here a couple more minutes to try and squeeze some extra ISK out of this match before they let it end.
It was Dystopia yesterday holding on and looting at the end of the match, and it does seem that the Ronin are doing the same. Not seeing any chatter in local, but obviously with private chats, it looks like the Macarial has begun taking more structure damage. They must have finished looting the other Macarial wrecks. Back to you, Soundwave.
Yeah, exactly.
And there we go. That is the match. Ronin, Huzzah Federation. Good job by Ronin. Next up is the important Internet Spaceship Leaves versus Monks of War.